Hello everyone, we're going to be streaming the Bughouse World Championships in the Challenger section, which is under 2,000. Match was supposed to start 10 minutes ago. I'm baffled why they're not playing right now. All four players seem to be online. ChristopherEdler and 918 Evo have played a few warm-up games. They said in their chat they're ready, but their opponents wanted some extra time. They wanted to wait 10 minutes before starting or something like that. I messaged Tomrany on chess.com, and he said that they are playing BWC, but they needed a few minutes. So hopefully it will start any minute now. I started the stream just because I want to make sure we catch the first game. So our match is going to be ChristopherEdler and 918 Evo versus PeriltheDragon and Tomrany. This is Bughouse World Championship Challenger section, the finals. So to determine first and second place in that section. And it's going to be first to 20. And here's the first game. So yeah, if anyone wants to join me in co-commentary, let me know. Looking forward to this. I don't like knight takes because that puts the pawn where it can potentially win a knight. Now he needs a knight to defend this bishop, or he's going to lose some material. I think Tomrany is going to pick up a bishop probably here. And PeriltheDragon is slightly up time. And after picking up the bishop, might be able to pick up this pawn. This knight is also on pre. So Tomrany about to pick up some material. If a knight were to come, that would defend the bishop, but there still would be queen takes b2. And if pawn takes, then you could always take the knight. So it seems like they're thinking of sitting this down. I assume we take the bishop, though. They might go for the maiden attack as well. I would take the bishop for sure. Would not even think about it. There's knight takes pawn and then bishop check to pick up a pawn. We take this for sure. What? That's weird. I would take the bishop. And you potentially pick up a rook or have a good attack on the king. Maybe he wants rook over. Now we gotta take this bishop. PeriltheDragon tends to pre-move a lot. Just to stay up on time. I'm baffled why Tomrany has not been moving. Very weird. Tomrany now in a pretty bad position. Now he's being attacked. So ChristopherEdler and 918 Evo thinks their opponents were delaying the match to mess with their ratings to change what the matchup was, like who plays who. I'm not sure if that's actually the case. Queen takes b2 is a threat. Oh, I don't like that move. This is like a huge threat. Maybe new bishop in. I think you could just take the knight and then have threats on d2 and e2. Rook takes. Can you get away with taking the queen? Oh, knight crushes. Knight, like, immediately will mate. Knight check, rook takes. They are up a bit of time. I think he's going to wait for this knight to checkmate. A rook would be good too. Ooh, not so sure about that. Now he's going to have to run. Knight 18 Evo, up time. I think he's going to wait till his partner is not in check. As soon as PeriltheDragon has no checks, there's going to be a mate one of these places. And he can't, like, attack and defend or something like this because the knight can take. These knight checks aren't particularly good either. Oh yeah, I guess that knight check was okay. Ooh, that's mate. ChristopherEdler says, my bad. Looks like we have first blood drawn for the Tomrany PeriltheDragon team. They accidentally entered the random pool. Let's see if we can get this back on track. So I'm following 918 Evo. The score 1-0 in favor in Tomrany and PeriltheDragon. It is first to 20. Unfortunately, we weren't able to get in-bed time for this match because a bunch of streamers claimed in-bed time for today and then didn't show up, which is very common. A lot of trades happened. Not sure this knight here does very much. Maybe guarding these squares. But PeriltheDragon has an extra queen to work with. Trying to get in knight f6 over on the Tomrany board. He's trying to kick the knight out. ChristopherEdler trying to kick the knight out. Eventually, I think he wants a pawn in. Okay. His defends also attacks the bishop. ChristopherEdler up a bit of time. Bishop battery. Is attacking the queen. He could push the pawn. Okay, he just puts another piece in. f3 is weak. Like a pawn could land on f3. He just develops the rook to a better square. That's a sack. I'm kind of baffled by that one. I guess a rook is very good for 918 Evo, but it doesn't look like it's going to come. Okay, knight at c1 was interesting. Picks up a queen. Queen mates. Can he get it? Probably not. So ChristopherEdler down about 1 second. We're going to roll out a few moves. Bishop in helps defend. I think you take with the h6 bishop. Maybe knight in, as it attacks and defends at the same time. Gets a good knight square. ChristopherEdler says no knight, and knight mates. This knight could be pinned. So 918 Evo, gonna have to find a way to hold the knight. This is tough because the knight defends against checkmate. So maybe rook up. Does that work? Not really, unfortunately. The problem is if he moves this knight away, the rook will be pinned and queen in his mate. So has to give the knight, mates his partner in 1. They are up 1 second. The knight mates. Could throw in rook at f1 to gain some time. You could even gain time twice with like rook at d1 and then queen at f1. Queen takes knight is pretty movable. So PeriltheDragon could gain an extra second or two. I'd play rook at d1, queen at f1, and then put the knight in. Okay. 918 Evo, ChristopherEdler, keep going in the random pool by accident. I score now 2-0. Or no, wait, what? My score is 1-1. What happened? I thought that was a really easy win for Tomrany PeriltheDragon. I guess there was a mate or flag on the other board I didn't see. This is that same problem where he's hanging the bishop. I think 918 Evo really needs to fix his opening. As if he's gonna lose a bishop every game, they're really not gonna have a chance here. I mean, this knight is also hanging. He has knight at c2. He could put a pawn on e2. Like, there are ways to tempo this queen, basically. There's also some tricks, like coming down here. Like, you could take the knight. Even queen takes knight is interesting. Like, once this falls, you have this check. And if queen takes, rook in, rook takes, knight here is mate. Knight at g2. So Tomrany really would prefer to have a rook. Also, his partner is being attacked, so it makes sense for him to stall. Pawn at e7 wins the rook. Okay, they don't know about the rook mate. PeriltheDragon is just playing defense. He's trying to get more pieces on the board, probably bishop at g3. (918) Evos is telling his partner Saxon only works if we are quicker, which we aren't. So ChristopherEdler needs to stop Saxon. Tomrany has a lot of options, assuming he can give the queen, which it looks like his partner is safe from a queen. Like I said, he has some clear maiden options, but even knight at c2 is pretty strong. He's just going to save the queen. Pawn at e2, quite strong. Well, the dragon gets mate. And after every game, ChristopherEdler and 918 Evo go into the random pool. 918 Evo says no queen. I don't think a queen mates him. Maybe he's worried about the knight sack. Not sure. With pawn, probably best. This is okay. Well, that picked up a piece. Immediately ChristopherEdler hangs the queen. Trying to cut off the rook. So there's promotion possibilities. Trading the queens and then dropping a pawn in. Would be quite good for Tomrany. 918 Evo is gonna have to find a way to defend. So he needs to lose material in the process. Pawn is, well, I think you just take the bishop, but eventually pawns would be good. Not sure why ChristopherEdler is sitting. I guess because of the mate threat of if he takes the queen, there's rook at g1, rook takes, a new knight in. Bishop takes, knight takes is mate. So hard to defend this. Probably thinking of just going in. But he only has knights in hand, he wants some diagonals. I guess Tomrany also might be waiting for a rook. Rook at e1 is forcing. I don't think he needs a rook, just pawn takes, threaten pawn at d6. If pawn takes, another pawn at c7. Threatening promotion. Hey Brody, why are both teams playing d4? Great question, not sure. I mean, d4 seems to be working out for the Tomrany PeriltheDragon team. Not so much for ChristopherEdler at 918 Evo. This is not the place to put the knight. After knight takes, the queen is gonna attack d6 more. And you can give a knight if he already has two knights in hand. PeriltheDragon safe forever. Now I guess they're going for a rook. Rook mates. After this trade, just queen in. Or pawn in. Oh, with that. Very nice. It seems every game we're going to go in the random pool. All right. So ChristopherEdler is hanging a knight in the opening here. A lot of strong players who do this because it gives a good pawn structure. I think it's terrible. Because knights are better than pawns. 918 Evo keeps falling into this trap where knight is pinned, pawn can take it for free. Tomrany seems to be going for more initiative rather than taking the free material, but you can always take it later. ChristopherEdler trying to attack. Oh, this is actually a strong attack. If something comes in the way, interposes, then knight in would be good. Alright, so rook mates. What are their chances at a rook? Knight can tempo the queen. Maybe new knight in. Like he's just gonna clean house instead. Going for the queen. Is there a mate here? Rook mates for PeriltheDragon. ChristopherEdler trying to attack. This is a mate threat. Okay. (918) Evo wants more material. This pawn check picks up a queen. You have to sack if you go over its mate. Bishop plus pawn. Quite good. Queen in. Threat for ChristopherEdler. They are up time. You just take the knight a few times, I guess. This is the worst time for ChristopherEdler to sit. What is he thinking about? They went from up 5 seconds to down 5 seconds. Very odd time to sit. I think that loses the game for them. PeriltheDragon is now going to stall until Tomrany gets safe, as this knight does nothing for him. Needed some more material, particularly diagonals. Tomrany trying to put a maidennet around. This attacks, also defends. PeriltheDragon should stall. He's up time. Diagonal's bad for his partner. Bishop plus knight plus pawn, mates. Maybe not mates, but real close to mate. (918) Evo is forced to move. If he takes the knight, there's knight check. Looks quite bad for him. He doesn't take the knight, and that knight can just live, basically. I think we take this pawn and we'll send it. Queen trade on offer. Hard to hold this queen. So queen check, bishop check, pawn check. It's mate. Well, maybe not mate, but pretty good. Knight is phenomenally good. That just hangs a queen. And suddenly 918 Evo's in charge. Move the knight. Okay, that works too. Oh, that was a throw. Okay, our score now 3-2. Favoring Tomrany and PeriltheDragon. On the homepage, I see Botez Live, still a no-show. Dead air on the homepage. So I think it was fairly easy for PeriltheDragon to take a knight. The knight would have let the attack continue. So instead of sacking the queen for nothing, could have knight checked, king over, bishop takes rook, king takes, and then the attack continues. Maybe even knight out for a double check. Oh, the queen's still on d2. ChristopherEdler hangs a pawn. Position a little bit in danger. His partner probably losing a queen. The Dragon's team is up a queen and attacking. Oh, queen mates. That's immediate checkmate. Okay, I score now 4-2. favoring Tomrany and PeriltheDragon. He keeps trading this knight, which again is like really bad. And Tomrany keeps getting this queen to b4. If he can take b3, this knight's gonna fall. This is a great position for Tomrany, terrible position for 918 Evo. Other board less clear. So Tomrany just gonna play defense. He could have taken b2 and continued his attack, but I think he's just going to find ways to get his king safer. ChristopherEdler suggesting b4. I don't think that's a good move. Bishop takes, rook takes, queen takes. Loses a pawn. Take this pawn now. That removed the threat. Don't know why Tomrany didn't take this knight. Kind of weird. Maybe he didn't want to give him the rook file? I don't know. It seemed pretty good. We seem to see these same sort of attacks where 918 Evo attacking on the dark squares. Knight check would be quite good. Well, first, why don't you take that? What? Oh, I guess that would let the other bishop develop. Okay. Yeah, no, this is reasonable. Pawn in. So if bishop takes, knight takes, you want to get knight at f2 for ChristopherEdler. ChristopherEdler's saying, tell his partner a rook is okay, which it is. But more importantly, 918 Evo needs something to attack with. He wants like a knight. Okay, this has made 918 Evo much, much safer. He's got to watch out though. Yeah, I like this move. Cut off the bishop because knight at g2, king over pawn check looks really scary. Now bishop at c3 or pawn in. Try to tempo the queen. That just hangs the bishop. Rook mates for ChristopherEdler. Oh, not anymore. Whoa, we let his back rank get a little bit sketchy. I guess it's check, so that's fine. Pawn is quite good. Okay, he's gonna try to pick up the queen. Knight takes first. Way to do this. Rook in forces a queen trade. Is his partner okay with that? Oh, knight takes. Still covered. I think he can take the bishop. That's good too. Rook takes, rook takes. He's on initiative. That's mate. He also could have just moved the knight back. Alright, I score now 4-3. Favoring Tomrany, PeriltheDragon. But getting closer. Pawn wins a piece here. There's the pawn. ChristopherEdler attacking. f7 still weak. I like this pawn move. If pawn takes, then... Oh, okay, now pawn is better than bishop here. Okay. Unfortunately, ChristopherEdler has liquidated his attack. Probably just castle here. 919 Evo is defending. So I'd probably just pick up the bishop. Knight check, knight takes bishop. But he wants to attack instead. So rook or knight. Okay, new knight in. And then the queen is free. ChristopherEdler says a knight mates. Okay. That one has gone to the ChristopherEdler team. Our score now 4-4. We are playing until 20. So plenty of bug house left today. I don't know why you take this. It just lines everything up. Tomrany is attacking. Yep. On mates. Bishop mates too. That was a quick one. Oh, free bishop for ChristopherEdler. PeriltheDragon moving too fast. Well, most of PeriltheDragon's game is pre-moving, so he's going to make a lot of those mistakes. (919) Evo continues to fall for this. We see all these players are a little bit above 2,000. Okay, PeriltheDragon downtime. Can't do much attacking. 918 Evo should definitely wait. Or checkmate, that's another option. We are all tied up again. So 918 Evo always seems to get his knight pinned where it can be taken for free. Maybe he just likes hanging a piece so he can get this rook file. I don't know. It's very weird. Putting him rook in mates. His partner got him the rook, but he didn't wait for it. This is still quite a good attack, though. Also, rook takes pawn. You can take that. Let me take this, then knight in. Seems like easy mate. Bishop check. Okay, pawn check. Pawn check. Mate. Our score 6-5, favor in Tomrany, and PeriltheDragon. And every single game is free knight. Attacking this pawn and defending. Tomrany keeping the initiative. ChristopherEdler wants a rook. Rook mates. Rook still mates. I don't think he's getting a rook though. Knight check, I assume. Okay. That's a weird one. Knight check now. He has an attack. He can also just take the knight. I would just take the knight. Attacking the rook. You can knight check and take the bishop potentially. ChristopherEdler also staying safe. His partner not so much. Pawn, well, okay. Eliminating the knight. Now pawn check. Knight is very good. There's also bishop check, pawn check, queen in. This looks pretty crushing. Pawn check. Take the rook, and that's mate. Our score is 7-5. Favoring Tomrany, PeriltheDragon. ChristopherEdler telling his partner, please play safer. Okay, finally he eliminates this pawn. There's a thorn on his side and is attacking. I like 19. Oh, I would have moved the knight rather than. Maybe it'll work out though. I think you come back here. Apparently not. Either bishop at f8 or bishop at a6 looks good. Or you could go rook over knight takes. Could also come back. A lot of options. The problem is they're down a lot of time. A lot of time. Queen trade's happening. Threatening rook mate. Also threatening pawn check knight in. Okay, rook mates now. And they're going to sit. They're up 5 seconds. Like this knight move. Attacking the bishop. Also preventing the rook from covering. Take that. Pawn is pretty crushing. Rook mates, of course. ChristopherEdler telling his partner, get safer. Also telling his partner that the rook is gonna come. Only down about 2 seconds. We'll see if they can do anything. Thanks for the follow from Multi. Actually, ChristopherEdler is up time now. He should sit. Let his partner get safer. Oh, now the queen could mate. Knight also good. So he is attacking. So there's a bunch of mates. Actually, just unite at a6. Followed by pawn check is mate. So knight plus pawn is mate. Why didn't he just checkmate in one? That was kind of weird. This was not the place for the knight. Now he needs more material. Okay, pawn mates. One pawn mates or a knight mates. Taking the knight. Alright, they got very lucky there. They did not play very safe. I mean, took back this instead of maiden in one. Our score is 7-6, favoring Tomrany and PeriltheDragon. Knight move, defends, attacks. Seems reasonable. Knight takes. Picking up a pawn. Eventually you want to get your rook involved, which he does. Knight check, pawn in. Pawn check, then knight in is mate. Maybe pawn in. I'd play pawn at g5 for sure. Although maybe he's worried about pushing the pawn and the king running away. I don't like the bishop here. Pawn here is much better. This, at worst, you're losing a pawn, not a bishop. Yeah, at this point, I think ChristopherEdler's going to lose material. He could just retreat the bishop, I guess. Look over. Knight could come out, but yeah, I like this better. Getting more pieces on the board. I don't think you take that. Yeah, I like just king up. Knight check. Another knight check. Pawn mates. What is a knight? They're slightly up time, up 1 second. You could trade this to keep initiative, but then a pawn would no longer mate. Pawn would still be quite good. Okay, gives up the bishop to try to gain a second. Now they're up 2 seconds. That should be enough time to wait for a pawn or knight. Or rook. Rook in, pawn in, bishop in, knight in. Everything mates. Okay, I'm going to try to call X-Shine. Yo. X-Shine, can you hear me?
Yes.
All right.
Yes.
So I'm watching and commentating on the Challengers Finals, which is ChristopherEdler and 918 Evo versus PeriltheDragon and Tomrany. So,
All right.
so you should watch them, and then
Okay.
we can.
Should I watch it on your stream or
No,
on
no,
chess.com?
just watch it on chess.com because it'll be faster,
Okay.
I think.
So I should probably follow one of
Yeah,
follow.
yeah,
I think Evo is kind of fun to watch actually sometimes, so I'm gonna follow Evo.
yeah. That's who I'm following Evo as well.
Let me
I'm told Evo is the same as Biden's teleprompter, which I'm fairly certain of at this point. So we're all tied up at 7-7.
Most sorry.
ChristopherEdler on the attack.
Okay.
So you might not be aware of the format, Chase, but this is first to 20. And there's money on the line.
Oh. Holy smokes. Any accusations of cheating yet?
Well, I mean, I don't think this is some of their primary accounts.
No, I would imagine almost everyone dupe.
Rook,
Chess.com does absolutely nothing to ensure that.
yeah, Rook F1 seems quite good.
Oh wait, I want to make sure I'm
Rook
watching.
F1, King up, then Knight G3 looks winning.
Okay, sorry, I'm here now. What board are we looking at?
Um, I was following 918 Evo.
Okay,
I'm
so
looking
we're
at the
looking at Evo's board.
PeriltheDragon the board. Christopher Edler has mate, and I don't see why he's not playing it. Probably because he doesn't
Uh,
see it, if I'm guessing. I see I see Rook F1. King has to move to E2 because if you interpose, there's Rook takes E1, and then you have Knight G3, defending the Rook, attacking the King. King up to D3, and then Knight at B2 is mate.
uh,
These are
oh,
the
if you played knight at, yep.
yeah, these are the kind of mates that like you see immediately if you're like
No,
at
he needs a
2100.
pawn though.
But these guys, you need what?
He's a pawn.
No, you don't need anything. There's Rook F1, Knight G3. Okay, well now he screwed it up. If he had moved his knight to G3, then he'd have a knight in hand for knight at B2. But he screwed it up.
Yeah.
So at this point, I guess he could just take the rook. But or maybe he's waiting for a pawn or bishop, I guess. Yeah, well, he's up time. I guess he's waiting for a pawn for C4 or a knight
You
for
know,
B2.
the other thing is they could be watching the stream and listening to moves too.
They could be, but I, I don't know. I doubt it. The one thing that does give me pause is the very first game I watched. Um, there was a smothered mate for PeriltheDragon, where like he needed a knight to mate, and he was up like a second, so he was waiting for the knight, and I was like, oh, you could just throw in rook at d1, and then queen at f1, and then like 2 seconds later he played like rook at d1, and then queen at f1.
Right. Yeah, who knows? The one thing I'll notice about these kind of like 2000 players is that the vast majority of them kind of have the same sort of um, patterns of behavior where they kind of just blindly trade pieces even if
Yeah,
it's good for their opponent.
right.
And I find that to be like a pretty common pattern with 2000 rated players.
Yep.
And the reason that they do it, I believe, is because it actually does gain some time, and because hard calculations are very easy to make very quickly, right? Like forcing moves. Um, but it works the same in chess. Don't really want to trade a piece if it helps your opponent.
Right. Now,
Um,
I mean, in general, I only trade pieces if it improves my position or if my partner's begging for pieces. So yeah, you might be right about the reasoning, but I think it's something different. I think most 2000 players are Saxon and Horus, and they always want pieces, so they assume that that means their partner must always want pieces too. So I think they
well, that's
trade everything for that reason.
yeah, that could be true. But I mean, so I think this is where you and I slightly differ on Bughouse theory. Is that there are some places where sack sitting is good, in terms of like um, playing for initiative on a board. It's good to give up a queen times in the opening. I would say in a lot of cases, but if any of those sorts of positions come up, I'll talk about them.
Have you been
But
drinking the true player Kool-Aid?
no. Hold on a second. I was literally about to say my next sentence was going to be not in the way that True Player does it, but
Okay.
in like there are certain positions in which it actually is very beneficial for you to, as black especially, if you can sack your queen for a minor piece early in the game to gain initiative, it's worth it. Gain a bunch of time,
Yeah.
positional advantage.
No,
But I would say that the other thing is I would say that a lot of these players don't understand the positional advantage of like what you get out of it. But that's somewhat generalizing. I think the more general rule is that they just trade pieces blindly, either as you say for their partner or like as in they know they want pieces and they're giving it to their partner. But also I just think it's easy to calculate and they're trying to do it to make up for time too. And I feel like I see that a lot with these like kind of 2000 players. Um, And so they kind of get in the mindset of just robotically trading pieces.
918 Evo is destroying his opponent.
Yeah, yep. And they seem to be up time.
Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna comment more on the game now, but that was interesting. All right, somehow chess.com flipped the board for me.
Yeah, they do that a lot. That's one of their features.
Okay, so this opening for Black and ChristopherEdler's board is kind of a very standard opening. Like Bughouse opening, where you obviously sack a piece on f6, you get the pawn there, which prevents knight e5. But then you kind of run into this position where you're kind of like, what do I do now? I
Well,
want to attack the king,
I'd
but
develop his bishop, which is undeveloped. I mean, you have developing moves you can make here.
I think
I think
bishop
918
takes
Evo
c3
is in a much worse position. I think he's more cramped. And Tomrany probably waiting for a knight so he can sack his knight on f2.
Yep. Oh, it's been played on both boards, huh? Yeah. So Evo's position is worse. White is better. White is worse there, and I would say Black is better on Christopher's board.
Yeah, I
I
agree.
think Bishop takes c3 is almost forced. Well, not really, but it's the Bishop on b4 isn't doing much right now.
Okay, just because the king is castled on the other side of the board.
Correct. So
Yeah, well,
basically, when the king
I'm not sure.
castles there,
I'm not sure I agree with that because a bishop could always come back to home. It could go back to
yep,
f8
I
to
was going to
cover
say
this dark
to
square.
f8, 100%. I was going to say either. That's what I was going to say is either taking on c3 or going back to f8 looks correct here.
Yeah, take it on c3 would make sense if your partner wants a knight, but if my partner
Right.
isn't asking for a knight, then I'm not going to make that trade. I would like to develop a
Correct.
piece instead. So I would play a6, rook b8, or maybe bishop f5 to attack c2 with two bishops, things like that. I would look for development moves.
Well, if you play bishop f5 here, he just takes on e4, right? And now your bishop's doing nothing on bishop on b4. But not that
But
that's
then
wrong
you can always
necessarily.
retreat it. I mean, he says bishops can move. Like, he's not forced to stay on b4 forever. But as long as you're not losing a piece, it can always move to a better square.
I don't know what that was. What is bishop takes 6? That looks like a
I mean,
suboptimal move.
918 Evo said take knight. And maybe there's a miscommunication as which knight he meant. Okay, now pawn at e2 is quite good, or knight at e2. I think I like pawn at e2 a little better. Looks like 918 Evo gonna give up a few queens.
Fine. You can always play bishop safe forever. Got everything covered a million times over.
Okay, queen mates, but that's never gonna happen. It's a flag battle. I don't know if they realize that. Oh, you're not taking the pawn? That was weird.
Oh, he's still flagged.
ChristopherEdler did not realize it was a flag battle.
No, he was moving fairly quickly. He just he just lost the flag battle.
Okay.
Yeah, he was moving fairly quickly. He just sort of.
The other thing about this match that's interesting is ChristopherEdler and 918 Evo, like every few games, they'll just randomly go into the random pool.
Oh, yikes. It's probably out of habit of just hitting the next
Yeah,
button, right?
no. I do the same thing.
All right. Let's see what's going on here. All right, so Evo, play this bishop g5 line. I think you almost, yeah, this is the way to play it for sure. I don't know about trading there because, yeah,
so
looks
Evo
wrong.
always seems to let a pawn land on e4, like attacking his knight, which is really weird to me. But every game is that. Now knight takes pawn, and Evo's fine.
Yeah.
I think Tomrany is not punishing him. He never takes the free knight. It's really odd.
This knight c5 move is pretty bad in these structures.
Yep.
Obviously, because the bishop b4 takes the knight, and then you get the trade or get a pawn on d2. And
Rook takes pawn. Tomrany has been hanging like a lot of stuff here.
yeah, this has turned into a better position for white without a
Oh,
doubt.
whoa, that was not the move. I thought queen takes a1 was better than that, but whoa,
Still
what?
fine.
Why not just take the free knight? What? I'm so confused. Okay,
Yeah.
so 918 Evo had a crushing position and he decided to like hang 8 pieces. Okay, but now Tomrany has let go of initiative. For Edler trying to tempo his. Oh, okay, he's given up a piece for some reason. I guess he's trying to promote the pawn. That's a really bad sequence for Christopher Edler. Queen takes queen is possible, but he could also just keep attacking. Why didn't he take the queen? Oh my god.
He didn't see it.
He didn't see
Terrible.
queens can move backwards?
No.
Okay, well they're trying to force a queen trade it looks like.
Yeah,
And
Edler
this,
looks not happy king position. In fact, he is mated.
yep. Bishop at E. Yep. Oh, it takes a pawn. Does it take a
No, that
pawn?
was not. That was
I mean,
not
honestly,
the right way.
there's knight at c7. I'm trying to find a way to mate without a pawn. Knight at c7, then bishop check, king takes, knight knight, like knight at g5, then knight at e5, sacks a bunch of pieces. It might just work. They're down a second. The problem is if he ever lets go of check, because he let this king get on the back rank, Christopher Edler would have a quick mate.
Yeah, Rook doesn't mate for him, right?
Rook
So
doesn't mate for him. Yeah, but,
yeah,
well, again, I mean, I think he should go for initiative. I like knight at e7, bishop takes, sack the bishop, and then knight knight. I think that's the way to go. In fact, it looks like mate. Like he has mate on the board right now. Oh, okay, and that went the other way. That was the throw. Our score at 10-8, favoring Christopher Edler. Did you see the mate I was talking about, Chase? Or
yeah. But yeah. I was looking. Yes, I did. Yeah,
yeah,
knight at d7, then bishop f7 check. Yeah.
yeah.
I think it was mate.
It's a tough mate to see. Like your instinct is always to like if a pawn mates, you're like, come on, partner, take a freaking pawn. But when you're sitting like that, you need to be calculating out in case you don't get the piece you want.
Oh, 100%. Or figuring out how to not get mated.
Yeah, that's also helpful.
Yeah. I'm not sure Evo actually has an. In fact, I think Evo has a very lost position.
He can. Well, I guess he can't castle. If he can ever take
KH4,
that
right?
queen with initiative, like knight at
Yeah,
g6 is
he needs
good for
another
him.
knight. Another knight, right? That's what I'm saying. He needs another knight. Otherwise, he's just not getting anything.
Without that knight, you might have to play like king d7. Even that is fairly scary after knight at e5. Yeah, looking bad for
Goes.
Evo.
Yeah, Evo is in a little bit of trouble.
In a bit of Barney Rubble.
That's what we say. Big leagues. Um,
918 Evo says in the chat, all good.
about that. I mean, one crickets. Bishop D6 might be his best option here.
Bishop D6.
Yeah, Bishop
The
at D6 is
covered,
probably his
the
best
dark
option.
squares, then
Covered.
you take H8, I
Yeah, you go
assume.
D7.
And
Yep.
then
You're running to C6.
then knight
Basically,
at
the
knight
idea.
at F6.
Yeah, you're running to C6.
Okay, I see what you're
Safe.
saying.
But it's not optimal. But it is the best try. I think.
It's
You
interesting.
could also play something like pawn at F6 too. And if queen takes, now you've deflected the queen, but that's not as good. I think bishop at D6 is better.
Yeah, no, I like your move after looking at it more. I mean, everything's bad because he's completely dead, but
So you could
that
take the queen
lives the
too, but
longest.
you could take the queen, but knight at E5 is annoying, and then bishop mates you on E7, right? So,
Yeah.
uh, well, it's not mate, but it's extremely bad because you have the it is mate, because the queen's on H8. Mate. Yeah, I don't like bishop at F6 at all.
No,
Honestly, he could even just take the bishop.
he could with either queen.
Okay, I mean,
That's queen takes F7, I guess.
whoa,
Okay, that's
whoa.
not so hot. Knight at
Not
G6,
allow that
forking
initiative.
like
Yeah,
8
knight at
queens.
G6.
Now you take the real queen with your knight that's far away.
Honestly, you could just take both.
You take both.
Yeah, he's gonna take both. Yeah, now it's over. Wow.
Bishop check, queen in. Now he needs a knight. Okay. Okay, one on time. He also had a bishop check, funnily enough. Uh, Bishop E1, exclam. Alright, let's make sure we get these scores correct.
I just woke up, so I'm working on my coffee right now.
Yeah, that's a good
I
thing
can
to
start
get done.
calculating. I feel like my brain's a little fuzzy at the moment.
This knight does not look long for this world. On E5.
No, wow. I don't like that move that
What?
much, though. That
Okay,
just
we can
allows white
still
to get out of it.
take the knight a bunch of times. Okay.
Don't like that move either.
See, these guys
What is
seem to
this?
hate free pieces. They're initiative hogs.
Yeah, but in a bad way.
Yeah.
Like, it
No,
doesn't make any
I
sense.
meant it in a bad way.
It's like there's times to do that, but these positions are not it. All right, so white needs to get rid of his back rank issues, and he
Yeah.
needs to defend light squares at the
Bishop
same time.
G5, maybe? Nah, I guess knight is going to
No,
be
no, no.
catastrophic.
Bishop E3 is probably his best bet here, and he's in big trouble.
Yeah, you're
Defending the
right.
whole game.
Just the guard F2.
Yep.
Oh, that
I
ain't
don't
gonna
like
work.
that as much. He's still okay, but it's not pretty. Yeah,
Yep.
exactly. Exactly what I would play.
Yep. I think ChristopherEdler doing the right thing.
This is fine. Yep.
And if he doesn't
Now,
do anything
if
about
I
it, knight at E2 is catastrophic.
Yep, and
So,
an H3 threatening F2. It's just too many things going on.
yep.
Yep.
What happened? Did they resign?
Resigned, I think. They resigned, yep.
Okay.
I was looking at this board so hard I didn't even see the other board.
Yeah, no, me neither. I think bishop to G5 would have been interesting right now, though.
No, Bishop G5 92 1, right?
92, and then what? Then what? Oh, yeah, he has a queen in hand. You're right. You're right.
Yeah. I don't think there is a defense for white. I don't.
Yeah, it's a rough position.
Okay, here we go. Evo says locked in. They're ready to go.
Well, they
Can't
have a
say these days.
4-point lead, which is pretty huge.
See, I don't like E4 there. What are you sacking the pawn for? I don't
I
understand.
don't
It gives
I don't
black a
know
better
either.
position. Like, it's good to sack pawns for initiative, but you sacked a pawn and gave your opponent the initiative. I don't understand. Like, he's opening up the bishop, but now
Oh,
black has to play on
it's coming. Pawn to G7.
pawn.
Okay, that's not so good. Okay, so pawns are great for Christopher Edler. Not anymore.
Is my board frozen?
Maybe.
Oh, I've been disconnected. Oh, I'm looking at a weird position. There we go.
Okay, so Christopher Edler could attack G6 more, conceivably. And he does. Oh, knight takes pawn.
Hold on.
Oh, should I tell the players to pause so that you can...
Yeah.
Alright. Alright, everyone stop moving. Chase needs to figure this out. So I assume we're going to see knight takes rook.
Yeah.
Followed by... If you don't have more stuff coming, maybe you just castle. They are down 3 seconds.
I wouldn't want to hang my knight. I mean, knight f4, if anything, right?
No, I meant knight takes rook first. Knight takes
Oh.
rook, then castle. But you're right. You could just retreat the knight too. That's a good option as well.
I also like rook d7 as well. It renews any threats on g8, and you have knight f6 in some lines too, right? But
Okay.
that's the exact second it tangs the knight. I mean, knight f4, maybe.
Yeah, knight f4,
I like
and then
better.
your knight defends some key squares too. I like knight f4.
Right. Yeah, I like knight f4 too.
So let me tell you what's going to happen. Like, no matter what Christopher Edler plays, we're going to see bishop at a5 from PeriltheDragon because he likes to pre-move. So he's just going to throw in a random... No, 100%. He's going to throw in a random check. Okay, never mind. He pre-moved rook takes knight. That's fair. Oh, there's the bishop check.
There it is. All right. Okay. Yeah. I mean, h5 here probably. I like that too.
Oh, yeah, that's nice. Just pawn takes
Knight
pawn is...
f6.
well, actually,
Knight
hold on.
f6.
Oh, I think the
Yeah.
other order was better.
He missed knight f6, and he just missed another mate.
What?
He had rook mate. Yep, this mate. He had knight e8 there. He
Yeah,
missed that.
he had a whole bunch of things there.
Oh man.
Oh, and now he's hanging more material. This is awful. Christopher Edler. Oh,
And
and
now
now he
made it.
walks into mate and one.
Wow.
Yeah, Christopher Edler, he blew a whole bunch of mates there.
It was hard to find a move that didn't mate there.
They were not locked in, as it turned out.
I don't understand this locked in thing. I mean, I feel like in America we want to be free. No.
That's true. It is a weird expression.
All right, here we go.
Oh, I don't know why Tomrany took that knight. I don't think that knight was doing anything bad. But I guess it's fine.
See, I don't like White's position at all on Pearl's board.
Okay.
I think that Black is just better.
Yeah, no, I agree. I think you just play f6 to defend stuff if you're Christopher Edler.
I think you're
All
right.
of a
Now you got your
sudden,
knight check in, and what happens now?
maybe bishop h6? Tomrany has built a wall around this king. I still think a diagonal could land on b5 maybe, but okay, he's just going to temple the knight.
I was not thinking
Whoa,
the order.
okay, yeah, this is interesting. I think you can just take the bishop now.
Whoa.
Okay, knight at d2 is quite good. And they're up time. I think the knight comes. There it is. Knight at d2. Take that queen.
It is a tree. It is a queen trade, though, I think. No, maybe not. You slide to g8. Okay. Slide to... Whoa.
Okay. So knight is very good for ChristopherEdler. He's going to keep moving now. Ooh. That I'm not so sure about. He does have like a million pawns in hand.
Oh,
So let's just see.
Evo's just over there.
Evo's what?
So Evo's just completely is a completely one position.
Yeah. So that doesn't mean much. Uh,
I mean, he is mate in one or mate. No, he's mate. Yes. Yeah. Yeah. Knight at.
knight at a5. Is that what you're thinking? Or where does the
Yep.
knight go? Okay.
Knight at a5. Queen to 6. No matter which way he goes. If he goes to d5, he's made it in 1. If he goes to d7, he's made it in 2. Yeah. Queen at. Pawn at.
Yep.
Or rook at. Either one. All right.
13-9 is our score, favoring ChristopherEdler.
See, like this opening right here. Why would we take on e4 there
I
with
don't know.
white?
It baffles me.
See, that's what I wanted to bring it up when I saw it. It's kind of
You're
like,
talking the Evo board? The
no, ChristopherEdler board.
Oh, okay.
But also now, then
I mean,
Black took
both
all of
boards.
his pieces and improved his position. Now White's won. I don't understand.
I don't
Okay,
get it either.
I just don't understand. Like, it's just like, why are we mindlessly trading? Okay, yeah,
Yeah,
I like
Edler has
White
a
here a lot.
dominating position now. I think
Yep.
knight at g7 is good, but even pawn at g7. Okay, so rook at h8. Another option is bishop at h4.
Say g5, but yep.
What? You just hung a rook for nothing.
That made less than 0 sense.
Yeah.
I mean, that wasn't even a 2000 move. That was like a.
That was like a 1000 move.
Okay, now Black is not doing well, but White doesn't really have much of an attack anymore.
All of a sudden the queen is fallen.
Yep, but we're all right.
Yeah, should be fine. The key squares are covered. Did Tomrany just like hang a queen for nothing? And hang a knight for nothing? Well, what is going on? That's a free knight. Like, thank you. Take that and then you thank your opponent. Bishop takes knight, thank you.
It's right, Chuck. Money changes people.
What? Say that again.
Nothing. I love Black's position board. Great.
On the Evo board?
Yeah, it's absolutely no attack for White.
Yeah, no, I agree. And you have like a million extra. I don't know why we're not taking this knight. It just baffles me. But okay. That's another game over. 14-9. Command and lead of 5 games.
What is the series to again?
First to 20.
I'm very, I'm unimpressed with Christopher's attacking skills, honestly.
I've been relatively impressed. I mean, honestly, I think ChristopherEdler is the best attacker of the 4 of them.
That might be true when he doesn't miss everything, but
Yeah, no, he misses a lot of shots for sure. But
since I've been watching, we've had 3 critical positions where he's either had mate or an absolutely dominating position where he's hung a process and lost all his.
yeah, I know
like...
you're right about that for sure. But I mean, my impression is PeriltheDragon, his game is mostly about being uptime and pre-moving. So he pre-moves a lot, loses a lot of material, misses mates because he's pre-moving so much. Tomrany seems to hang a lot of pieces. 918
Yep.
Evo seems to get absolutely crushed in the opening, like every game, and then somehow digs his way out of it. Now, I'm not
That
joking.
seems
Like his
accurate.
openings are terrible. Like he would gain at least 100 points if he would stop playing terrible openings. Because he seems to do pretty good in the middle game, in the end game. It's just the openings he gets crushed.
All right, let's watch this open this time. Okay, so this is fine so far. This is actually pretty standard. Yep, it's actually fine. You can do anything here. That's good. Yep, we take the knight on e. Yep, this looks okay. Yeah, see, black has some compensation for the queen. I don't know about taking that rook though. That doesn't make any sense.
I mean, it's material. He's done better here than he usually has. D4 is potentially free, but yeah, he's gonna attack the queen and go for initiative. Christopher Edler wants pieces, and he's not gonna get them. He's probably just playing knight at e5, because then he can always take c6 when Tomrany defends.
What does Rainey play other than pawn f7? Right, he only has pawn f7. So what if
If Tomrany has some balls, he would not play pawn at f7. He would play pawn at d7 instead, and then defend the next move since he's up so much time. Okay, now he has rook over, I guess. Don't like this queen move at all. It's useless. So Tomrany has found a way to hang a queen. Pawn's still great for Christopher Edler, but still doesn't have it, interestingly enough.
queen a4 looks okay?
Queen a4 check. Yeah, that's reasonable.
Queen a4 with the idea that the a6 pawn is pinned. So
Yep. Yeah, and if anything lands on b5, you can take it with bishop. And at worst, you get a queen trade.
The only thing is we're kind of leaving 3 and 6 a little weak, but I would still definitely do this to time.
Yeah, and I assume PeriltheDragon is eventually going to play knight takes g7. And just start going in there.
Wait, say that again?
I think PeriltheDragon is going to play knight takes g7.
Okay, let's look at what he should play while we're sitting here.
I mean, queen takes e6, also interesting. But
interesting. I don't think he has enough.
Yeah, I don't think he has enough either. And he has a ton in hand, so we say he's not enough. So maybe he's just not good.
Pawn at g6 looks a little more tempting to me. That or just bishop f3. Or we take on it g7. Either way.
What about queen takes g7?
I don't mind that actually. I like it better than knight takes.
Okay.
Because we want to force the issue. If we play knight takes, our queen is kind of overloaded guarding the light squares and the knight, right?
I still think knight takes g7 was best, because if rook takes, you take back. If rook doesn't take, you have knight takes e6, and then you have queen takes rook. So I think it was reasonable. Oh, queens are traded.
I don't know about this though.
This looks fine for 919 Evo.
Oh yeah, for Evo, yeah. I was talking about for Pearl.
Yeah, no.
What?
I get it. Wow. He's in hang everything mode. Whoa, what?
They're flagging, but the
okay.
thing about flag wars as well is that it actually benefits you to play a little bit more accurate moves in flag wars because your opponent has to play accurately.
Yep.
As in, you're playing moves, you're predicting your opponent just moving king, or not dealing with the check threat. So pre-move anything else.
Yep. Our score 15-9, favoring Christopher Edler, 918 Evo.
See, this is actually not that bad for white, but I think he accidentally got into this.
Yeah.
I don't think he played this on purpose, but this is not that bad for white. The only drawback to this playing early h4 is that obviously the f2 pawn becomes a target.
Yeah, weakens the dark squares.
Okay,
that's a free bishop. What?
That is.
Thank you.
That is
You take
Did
it
he
and you
want a
say
pawn?
thank you.
Did he want a pawn? I don't understand.
I don't understand either. This pawn is not good for him. For Tomrany, I mean.
Bishop takes c2. So the idea is knight b4.
Yeah, I think
What
he's
if I
going to
just?
play knight b4, then knight c2.
I mean, yeah. What if I just play here and then I
No,
get?
no,
I mean,
so this, I like knight g4. Like, it's a weak move in general because that was like a free bishop. But given that PeriltheDragon, he pre-moves so much, it would have been hilarious if he pre-moved knight at b4 and then you play queen takes g7 checkmate. So I actually like this queen move.
yeah. Reminds me of.
This is en passant for sure.
Yeah. Has to. However, black is looking a lot
Knight
safer now.
takes
So knight
d5 is
e4.
interesting. Knight
I
takes.
was gonna play knight e5. But
Why
yeah,
not?
knight takes d5 looks good. The only thing I don't like about knight takes d5 is I take with the pawn, right? And then queen takes. Oh no, it's good. It's good all around. Yeah, I think knight takes d5 is better than knight e5 for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. Knight takes d5 is good. It also leaves this knight on c3 is guarding e2 in some lines. But it's not a big deal. He doesn't have anything right now.
Knight at e2 is possible here. They are up time, so.
Whoa.
What? Okay.
I would have played g3 or something like that.
All right, now he's threatening to mate with a queen. They are up 10 seconds though. That's pretty nice. Maybe just knight at e7, knight takes bishop. The thing is, if 918 Evo is sit-in, his partner has to move. So I hope they're communicating that. It seems like there may be a
He's up
double sit
time.
coming here
He's
soon.
up
No,
five
he is up
seconds.
time, but I'm not sure if they're on the same page about who's moving and who's sitting.
Yeah.
PeriltheDragon in flagging mode. Oh, whoa. PeriltheDragon has easy mate. And
I was
he
gonna
gets this
say
one.
right before I saw this, I was gonna say, but this isn't smaller sample size. But I was gonna say Evo seems to be the best defender out of these four. He seems to make
Yeah,
the most accurate defensive moves.
I think you're right about that.
This opening is fine, but I don't like knight f6 there. Though I understand the reasoning behind it for Evo. It's just that the moves are so natural for white. And then this is always, this is always good. And see, his bishop is blocked out from h3 in this line because the pawn's on e6. And so black is constantly defending here and needs pieces to equalize. Yeah. So
What?
white is basically in control.
This has to be a
What's
mouse slip. Knight at knight at
yeah?
a3.
He said
Yeah,
slip.
he says slip.
Uh,
Oh, sorry, I've been neglecting the chat. Hey guys. Let me throw a mouse slip emote in here.
okay, so
So Double Zero, I'm not in call with the players. I'm in call with Xshine. He's providing some commentary. Yeah, Pen MC, this is a Ferris wheel t-shirt. New Duke says Pearl is winning the psychology.
So in this position, for example, for Tomrany, I don't see any reason why you wouldn't just move here. Your position is absolutely crushing, and your partner has a better. But like, why do we want to go into a flag war or go
No,
down time
I agree. I would just
when
take
both of us are?
A3. A3 is a free knight. I would take it with your king's
Yeah,
bishop.
100%. Well, yep.
Because
That's probably the
it
best
gives the
move.
king some luft. The squares are covered, like the queen
He
sack,
could
not a
also
problem.
take.
Because
He
the
could
knight
also take c3.
can take.
I like taking on 3 with a bishop. We're threatening
Wait, is
d2.
d2 hanging? Why not just queen takes d2? Is this just
Oh
mate?
my god,
Queen takes
it's just
d2.
hanging. It's not mate, but it is
I mean,
very,
it's
very good.
or you could hang a
Whoa.
knight for nothing. That's another option. Hadn't considered that. But had you considered hanging a knight for nothing? It was not on my radar.
I'm gonna be honest, Chuck. That wasn't in the candidate move list.
Okay, so I still think queen takes d2, queen takes f2
Yeah.
is fine, and
Oh yeah. More than fine.
you could follow that with uh just bishop takes a3.
Yep.
But now that we know what Tomrany is trying to do, maybe we can try to predict his moves better. So
Honestly,
he'll play something like queen h4 to hang a queen. That is that on the candidate's move list now, or he could play queen e1 to get rid of his whole attack. These are unexpected moves.
he was waiting for a bishop the whole time. Oh my goodness.
Okay.
He was still hanging. It's been there the whole time. See, here's another thing. I just want to make a comment real quick, and not about the moves, but just like in general, if both you and your partner have dominating positions, did in the board, there is no reason to be playing a flag war. There's just no reason. Like you should be making moves if your position is good on both boards.
Okay, some accusations in the chat. ChristopherEdler says you guys are unethical. Intentionally switched ops. Lost intentionally to have Tomrany's rating to become higher. So
Is there this is a question, Chuck. Is there any rules about partners or opponents in this? Like, for example, do they switch at 10 games where they play against the opponent, or it's just whatever?
no, it's just whoever's higher at the time. Yeah, no, I think there should be like more rules. um, I was telling people in the past that the Berlin tournament, uh, yeah, no, definitely unethical stuff going on. Like 918 Evo is pointing out that the Tomrany and PeriltheDragon team said they weren't ready when at the time the match was supposed to start. And when they said they weren't ready, like one of them was playing in the random pool and just like losing a bunch of games to bag their rating. But in spite of this, I mean, ChristopherEdler's team is probably still going to win. But anyway, in the Berlin tournament, which was widely considered to be the world championships, over the board.
Yeah, what are the rules there?
They have a lot of rules, but the
Well, I meant
interest.
for partner switching.
Oh, it was like it. Basically, you would play a game as white, a game as black, and then you would switch opponents, play a game as white, a game as black, and you would keep switching like that.
Oh, okay.
But
Yeah.
which is a good way of
Everyone
doing
play
it.
everyone,
That's
right?
harder to do on chess.com just because it's hard to force it.
Yeah, they just
It's
don't have a
basically
good
impossible to force it unless you have admin privileges. It's
Right.
always high versus high on chess.com. But for the Berlin tournament, they had to make all these rules just because every single year SCA would play and would do something that was like completely unethical, and he'd be like, "Oh yeah, but you don't have a rule for that." So they made a rule the next year to deal with what SCA did the previous year. So like one year he insisted on playing white every game, and so then they said, "Okay, you have to switch colors every game." And then the next year he insisted that every game he would have the clock on his right. So then they had to make a rule about the clocks. And then, like, after they did this for like maybe like 10 years, they're like, okay, he can't come up with anything else crazy. Like, we have everything covered. And then he came in and he paid his 20 euros and he's like, I'm ready to play. And they're like, okay, who's your partner? And he's like, no, I simul. So he simuled one year. Then they had to make a rule where there had to be two players. So yeah, I think we should have more rules for the World Championships because clearly some people are not going to play ethically. Like
Is this the
we,
U? What pool is this? Is it like U 2100 or something?
well,
Or what is the?
it's supposed to be under 2000. Generally, because it's such a long tournament, players improve over the course of the tournament. So,
Yeah, yeah.
so generally in the
Yep.
finals, we have people like in this rating range.
Oh,
But
okay. Okay.
in previous years, we checked the rating to make sure that they were legitimately under 2000, at least when they started, by checking like their best rating and like the previous 6 months, make sure the account wasn't newly created, make sure it wasn't an old account, things like that. But we didn't do those tests this year, um, and so I think we had a few alts who snuck in there. Maybe bishop takes e3.
Yeah, I mean, okay. We're getting in on G2 or F3, but mate, no real follow up. I would, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
now it's Christopher Edler's turn to attack. I think you
right.
take
But
the
I don't think
bishop,
he has that much.
pawn
Yep.
check. Okay, this is okay. You get another defender in there. I still think pawn check is good.
Yeah, I think worse.
Ooh.
Oh,
Okay, well, this is fine actually.
yeah.
Right now
We're
he
not
has
getting
initiative because the knight can't move anywhere. He's threatening pawn at e2 or pawn at g2. I like this bishop
Yep.
move.
Yeah, it's not. Yeah. Yeah, I guess because White has absolutely no attack here, without he tempo to do anything.
Oh, but his partner should have waited because he's also forking two rooks, and a rook would have made it in one. So I'm not sure why 918 Evo didn't stall since he was up time. All right, but this
Oh,
should be pretty easy mate
ew.
for Christopher Edler.
I think he bungled this. No, 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 no. She
I
should
mean,
be. He
they're
should
still
win.
winning, but now 918 Evo is going to have to find some moves. Bishop at f2, I assume. Okay, this works better. Yeah, queen is nice. I score 16-11, favoring Christopher Edler.
I don't like on Christopher's board play knight c3 and then play the bishop to f4. I don't think it's good for White.
Okay.
I think it's very poor for this exact. The bishop on f4 doesn't do much if knight's on e3. The black's bishop naturally wants to come to c4 to control the e4 square, and their bishop on f4 isn't helping. When you put the bishop on g5, at least it pins the knight, at the very least. But that's why I think that if you're going to play knight c3, you have to play bishop 5, or you get positions like this where black is fine. I don't like what black is doing here, but in general,
I think you trade
no,
the rooks and then play like bishop a6 to try to get
yeah,
your other rook to d1.
I like it. Bishop d3 even. I mean,
Say that again?
just trade the rooks and bishop d3. Fine.
Bishop d3. Yeah,
Or
but I wouldn't keep attacking this king. I figure bishop a6 because you're hitting c8, um, and you're also threatening to play rook d1.
yeah, it might be slightly better just because
Okay, now you
bishop
can
c4 is,
trade the rooks and then rook d1. Okay, this is reasonable too.
yeah.
Attacking c7. Oh, pawn at b7 is now pretty crushing. Okay, now you can take the rook, then check and take the other rook.
Yeah.
Bishop at h4, very good move. You're attacking and defending at the same time. Chase, I see a free pawn on a7. Do you see that?
Wow. Chuck. Wow. Uh, I like this too. pretty good.
Rook at b8 looks good. I wouldn't put it there because the king can go eat it.
I would have taken that with the rook and knight. Yeah, this looks fine too.
Yeah, looks pretty crushing.
I just don't see a way that.
Pearl the Dragon has mate though. So, or no, he doesn't. Just king over. King over. Give the queen. We don't care about queens. King over. You can't take with bishop clearly. Okay. And now,
Okay, now he's dead.
918 Evo has mate. Is he going to find the mate?
Yeah.
Rook at h1?
He does that. Yeah. Wow. Holy. He hits the other moves there.
Knight takes bishop on the Christopher Edler move.
Wow,
That's mate. Nice mate.
Played knight at h4 pre-move. What?
I mean, they should disable pre-move for sure, but
He pre-moved knight at h4. White played the sneaky move king g1, allowing mate in 1.
these guys are angry at each other.
Yeah, see now. Yeah, see when Tomrany plays the bishop 5 here. Yeah, 94 is standard, right? Yeah.
Okay, pawn at d2 is quite good for Christopher Edler. You can trade the bishops first. So he wants trades. Pearl the Dragon gonna stall. He's up time. So honestly, I would maybe play like h6 here.
For black?
For black.
h6.
Just, I mean, what else are you gonna do? Like h6,
Well,
g5? Just okay. This knight move is interesting.
I'm.
Well, now I trade the queens for sure, and then rook over, check.
It had to have been a.
Okay, another knight for c4 is good. He gets the knight. Knight at c4. Pawn at d3. We're rolling for Christopher Edler. Bishop at e4 I think is better. Bishop at e4, and then you can follow up with bishop g4.
I would have. I'm looking at knight d2, knight e4.
No, but you can go down to e2 and eat the knight.
No,
like
knight
that.
d4, knight d2, then to e4. Knight d2 check, knight e4.
I don't like that.
Now knight e4.
Okay, well, this is working out for them. You can move the other knight to d2, or you can just take the bishop. I see a free bishop. Do you see the free bishop chase? Found the free bishop.
Well, yeah, 2 is not the right. Big trouble.
Bishop f3, I assume.
No, h3, right?
Bishop h3, you think? Okay.
Yeah. And then maybe 6.
Christopher Edler is down a ton of time. So.
How about bishop h3, h6?
Yeah, that's reasonable.
Or that.
Or you could count on pre-moves. You could even bring that bishop back to e6.
Yep. That's okay.
Okay, knight e4. And he's found ways to continue to attack. Knight g4.
Now our e6 score
now,
is looking
h5 maybe? Or you could take e5 twice. I don't like that move at all. Yeah, I'm not liking what Christopher Edler's doing now. Okay. Do we take the rook? I think we take the rook. That just hangs the bishop for nothing. He doesn't take it. Instead, he hangs his queen. And yeah, this is okay. Yeah, that was a throw. Score 18-11, favoring Christopher Edler, 918 Evo. And it's first to 20, so potentially just 2 more games left. ChristopherEdler playing very defensively here. You still there, Chase?
Yeah.
Okay. You're still
Position's fine. Just
digesting the
playing.
last game?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know.
Well, the dragon
I
picking
don't.
up some free material. Also, rook mates for him. Don't see rook
Yeah, I
coming
don't
though.
like pawn e4 at all. It doesn't. Yeah, I like bishop 4 a lot.
Yep.
Yep, good. Yeah. Now we're always threatening knight. Our b5 light squares are weak.
Maybe rook d1.
Take on 5. Man. I don't know about that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
not a fan of
knight's
that
always
one.
good, but knight's always good, but
And his partner took the rook instead of the knight. That was weird.
yeah, I don't know about this.
Looks pretty
Zivich
bad.
would not be happy with these tripled pawns.
The
Either.
other rook should have taken h7, in my opinion.
Yep.
Wait, what? Now a
Okay.
pawn crushes. What is this move? Did he think that was check?
Yikes.
So his partner can force a queen trade. I think it's
Evo just
good
has
for
to
them.
avoid getting mated.
Yeah, I mean, I think Evo has a very good position.
He needs to defend here.
Well, he could play knight
So,
at d6 potentially.
yep, or knight. Yep. I mean, you could also theoretically take the bishop, but I'm trying to see if it's better.
I guess you could take the bishop, but it looks pretty bad. I wouldn't risk that. I'd just play knight at d6. And of course, PeriltheDragon is going to pre-move every move instead of calculating out mates. Oh, but he does get a
Mated
mate
now.
anyway, so I guess it works out.
Like how he defended that though. Could have slid over instead of taking the pawn on 7.
Yep.
Yeah, see, this is bad for Evo, I think.
Yep.
I don't like this. Well, now it's okay. Maybe. So,
So queen mates for Evo. I don't think he's getting it, but his partner can put pressure on while this happening. I don't understand bishop at g6.
so maybe bishop takes. No.
Oh, bishop
Now
takes
bishop takes
bishop.
a5. Yep. Now knight d6 instead. Nope. Or knight c7.
Yeah, no, I mean this is fine. I like Evo's position now. He's safe.
No, right. But he had an intermezzo where you get the knight in. Now
Yeah, no, he
could
did.
have defended it, right?
Yeah, you're right.
This is still good for him. Still just completely.
Bishop
Here,
b4
bishop.
maybe.
Yeah, bishop b4. But now that he can go to d7 and chop the knight, it's all right.
Yeah, but if he goes to d7, I'd play knight takes rook.
This is okay. He's getting a
Oh, knight
He's getting
check.
his knight though, so this is problematic.
I think you can bring the other knight in to check potentially.
Um,
You could push the pawn also.
I think pushing the pawn just we always have the threat. Oh well, if you're gonna go that way, okay.
Now do you take
Now we take
b7?
b7.
Yeah.
Yep.
Then slide the knight back.
What?
What?
Knight back to c5.
The knight takes a5 might be a threat to look at.
Okay. This
What? Now a pawn mates. Oh, okay. Let me push the pawn. They're slightly
This looks
down
bad.
time.
Just knight
This
d6.
knight, yeah, knight d6 looks fine. Now
Whoa.
he just lost his whole attack. That was pretty bad.
Yeah.
Do we take
Think.
b2 and then b5?
Yep. Yep. Take b2 for sure. I think we need a rook on the second rank. We take b2. We keep the rook on the second rank. Maybe even knight f3, knight f1. We're safe forever. What does that do? What does that move accomplish?
I feel like he's trying to attack.
But I just take the
I would
bishop.
just take the bishop. Yeah, seems
Yeah.
safe.
Free bishop.
Does look like a free bishop.
And I also wouldn't have placed the bishop on 7. Better for a pawn to be there, right? The bishop could be useful for defending. Take your bishop, you attack me again, I place my bishop for defense. Oh, I got this.
Whoa, why is he moving? Okay. Well,
Whoa.
now this is immediate win.
Yep. And it's over, right?
No, it's 1912.
Oh, they still need one more. Okay.
One more game. This could be the last of it.
All right, let's watch Evo this time. So knight takes c3 is okay. It's another like kind of piece trade that helps white though. Yeah. See, now we're in trouble. Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah, PeriltheDragon has by far the better position.
Yeah.
And ChristopherEdler is defending. Well, maybe he's not defending. Looks like he should be defending. Maybe just I play queen at h4 there. Oh, okay.
Whoa.
Well, okay, the king's gonna run. That's reasonable.
No, king's all right. It's just why would you even allow the counterplay?
Yeah.
Your position is so good.
Okay. Queen trade offered. I think you take this queen trade. I think you trade the queens, then knight takes c2.
Oh, whoa.
Why did PeriltheDragon undefend e2? I guess he's going for mate. Are they just
No.
sitting? Are
He's
they
telling him to
uptown?
sit. Yeah. He's going. Yeah. This looks good for
Yeah,
him
okay,
actually.
yeah. I guess it's a pretty
Black has.
forced mate.
I think black has to play something like. Um,
He could play king h8.
G5. G5 maybe. King H8 maybe too.
I think king h8 is the move. Or he could count on his opponent pre-moving. Or no, actually, I was looking at bishop check, but then that would cancel the pre-move. So bishop check doesn't even help. Yeah, I think
I mean,
I think for sure I would play king h8. That doesn't help. That's immediate checkmate. Smothered mate.
yeah. Evo and Edler seem to be getting smashed out of the opening.
Yep.
They seem to be outplaying their opponents in the middle game, but they're
Yeah.
definitely getting like that. This
Yeah, just hung a piece and is defended.
telling his partner to go, but his partner doesn't have any good moves either.
Yep. And that's when we see the double sits.
Yep.
And okay.
Whoa.
Wasn't b4 hanging before? I guess this is fine too.
Yeah, he just takes on e6 though. Was the idea.
Okay. Evo wants to punch the knights, but of course he's down a million years. I think Pearl can just win at chess here. B2 is very weak.
F3 is too.
And knight at e2 is a threat. What? Is he going to attack or defend? Okay. I think he could repeat.
I was going to say knight e5 to get rid of that annoying c4 knight.
Yeah, that would have been reasonable too.
See, now I don't know how he defends here. Yeah.
Knight mates. Okay. So 1914. We're still at match point. But the Edler team needs to clutch it out. Oh, wow, F2 very weak.
Yeah, look, Evo's getting smashed out of the opening as well.
Yep.
The good news is that openings are kind of the easy thing to actually learn.
Yeah.
Oh, I won before that.
That just
Bishop.
hangs the bishop. What? Okay, exploiting the Tomrany pre-move. Queen takes pawn. I'm not sure what Pearl is waiting for, other than to keep his partner safe. There's the rook.
What? Yeah, made it.
And yeah, they should sit it down for sure. Up 1 second. This is match point.
Well, he has made
Removable.
one pre-move. Yeah.
We get a reach job in the chat. That is
Wait,
a
no,
great
wait.
job.
Oh, Evo's up. Evo's up. Yep.
Yep.
Yep. I thought the other team was up.
Okay. Let me unfollow so the game doesn't start.
How do you unfollow?
I go in the console. You get to the console, you press new
How do you
game.
get to the
Then in the bottom left-hand corner, there's like a little like chat box that opens the console.
Oh, I did not know that existed. To
Yeah,
unfollow?
I didn't know it existed for a while either. They hide these things. All right. Anyway, great job to the players. That was a lot of fun to watch. So congratulations to ChristopherEdler at 918 Evo, who are
Yep.
our 2023 Bughouse World Championship champions in the Challenger section. Second place goes to Tomrany, PeriltheDragon. Both these teams making some money. I don't have the prize structure in front of me, but I think it's something like 400 versus 200 or 600 versus 400, something like that. I think there's like a $200 difference in this match, and they're both getting paid. So congrats to the players. Yeah, and New Duke and Top Luck to Zero pointed out Tom Rainey played a game in the random pool to swap opponents. Yeah, he moved one, resigned a bunch. Uh, anyway, GG's. Thanks everyone for watching. Thanks to Xshine for joining me in commentary.
Yep.
We're gonna find someone to raid. Oh, it looks like Chicken is streaming, so we should raid Chicken for sure. Chicken, our third place finisher in the open section.
Is Chicken playing?
Chicken is partnered to Vampire Slayer and is playing right now.
Oh, watch that.
Yeah, I'm just gonna end the stream here. I'm gonna raid the Chicken so you all can watch from his perspective. But
All right.
But yeah, Xshine, you should probably jump in the pool, take all their points. But yeah, thanks everyone. The only match left, by the way, in the Bughouse World Championship is in the Challenger section. We still need the consolation match. The consolation match will determine third versus fourth place. That hasn't been scheduled yet. As soon as it's scheduled, I'll do my best to cover it. Should be able to cover it. All right, well, have a great day, everyone. Be sure to drop a follow for Chicken, and hope to see you in future streams. Bye, guys.